Hello and welcome back to a new short format series, Hypatia's Musings, for a hot take on developing issues. So, on the stage of Cpac, it was confirmed that Trump would probably seek the nomination in 2024. This was not a surprise. This is not in any way a departure from what was expected. From the moment votes began swinging away from him, this was on the cards if they couldn't cheat their way back to the White House. Let me explain why. Putting aside for a moment the mobilization of the Republican Party behind Trump and looking just at the incumbents, the Democrats, Joe Biden is a safe pair of hands, a visible representation of the status quo. Though some of his opening moves have been surprisingly progressive, others have not been. But the main point is that Biden represents a move back to the normal political way of doing things. This causes an issue going forward. If, as many progressives expect, the Democrats lose their spine and stop pushing forward reform, they no longer stand for something, they stand for how things are. Donald Trump is still a formidable candidate. Like many other politicians, he is at his best when he is on the attack, not defending his own record, and 4 years is a very, very long time. The likelihood of a second Trump presidency in 2024 is disturbingly viable. This might seem like a small issue, but this plagued Hillary Clinton's campaign in 2016. The status quo is abjectly broken, inequality is rising, the middle classes are disappearing, and the situation only seems to grow ever worse. This is fertile ground for Trump's brand of populism. When defending his record, it becomes a lot harder to take the offensive, but when you are now attacking, as he would be in 2024, he again grows because he has the opportunity to point to what is bad and lie and say, "It wasn't so when I was running things." The rejection of a normal way of doing things was a huge part of Trump's pitch, and it will be again. People do not want to go back to the normal way of doing politics after the 2008 crash and subsequent austerity measures damaged economies so deeply. Should the Democrats not act to implement some of their pledges, such as the Green New Deal or the $15 minimum wage, then they are risking standing on 4 years of dither, especially when you factor in that Biden's victory rested not on Trump switchers or never Trumpers, but on minorities turning out the vote in places like Atlanta and Detroit and Milwaukee. Let them down and they don't come out to vote, and then you make it easier for Trump's agitated base to turn out a win. Now don't get me wrong, I understand the tactical necessity of not acting too radically, too quickly, but you must also strike whilst the iron is hot. For the first time in nearly a decade, the Democrats have close to a working majority in the House and the Senate, and crucially, they can expand this working majority by first pushing through statehood for DC and Puerto Rico. Doing that in the next few months allows the federal government to begin embarking upon the most ambitious program of reconstruction in the United States since the 1930s. And this will stimulate a flagging economy in the aftermath of the pandemic, which will create jobs, wealth, and opportunity. That entire program allows Biden or a successor to stand on the back of a growing economy, opportunity, and a clear sign that they are fixing problems and making positive steps forward. And that neuters Donald Trump's presumptive argument that everything is broken and he alone can fix it.
I alone can fix it.
Fail to act and try to preserve power by turtling, and the Democrats will swiftly find themselves out of the House, out of the Senate, and out of the White House. And then you factor in that Trump appointed nearly a third of the Supreme Court and already attempted a coup. This is truly a nightmare scenario. That's all from me. I'll see you on Saturday for the scheduled release of a look at police brutality and the concept of the thin blue line. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe and share. Thank you and goodbye.